Hello.
Morning.
Okay, everyone. Good morning. So yes, we have our members together already, so we can start our technical week. And the topic is from Mr. Leanghy. As I remember, it's ANSIBLE LINT. Okay, so enjoy. Yes.
Share screen. 3. I'm sorry. I need to some setting. Okay. So everyone to see my screen.
Yeah, I see your screen.
Okay. So actually, the topic today is about ANSIBLE LINT. It's just a command line tool for debug ANSIBLE playbooks. So what is ANSIBLE LINT? As you know that ANSIBLE is an open source IT automation configuration management tool. And the purpose of the tool is to configure the system, deploy application, and many more like configure networks. And about the ANSIBLE LINT, it's a command line tool that we use this command for linting playbook in ANSIBLE playbook. We can say we can.
So your screen is your desktop, and Zoom would like to record this computer screen.
Sorry, do you see my screen?
Security and privacy.
I see. Okay, let me move to here. So, did you see my screen?
Yes, now the slide. You see the slide.
Okay. So my topic today is about the ANSIBLE LINT, command line tool for debug our playbooks. So what is ANSIBLE LINT? I think most of our team know about the ANSIBLE, but maybe not all. And Ansible is an open source IT automation configuration management tool. And the purpose of this tool is to configure system, deploy application, and many more. And about the Ansible Lint is a command line tool that we use this command for linting playbook in Ansible. And we can say we can use this tool for debugging mode. Ansible Lint can analyze code and find the potential error in Ansible code. Then it can detect the behavior and practice that need to improve. It can detect something like syntax error, undefined variable, and more. So to install the linting tool in Ansible, there are several ways that we can install. For Ubuntu, we can using we can use app install Ansible Lint, and for Mac OS, we also can use brew install Ansible Lint, and also we can install Ansible Lint with the Python package using pipe install Ansible. To use this tool, we can use the Ansible Lint --help for checking for health, and we use the Ansible Lint --L for checking the rule. Also, if we want to checking the validating our Ansible role, we can use a Ansible Lint and playbook with the .yml file, and I put some document in the reference. So let's move on to the demo. Okay. So I have the demo Ansible file, and I have one role, and I put some tasks in that role, and okay. So if I using this, then we can see the some warning because on that role I don't set the permission or my permission is incorrect. So we can when we build the role, we can validating that role. If something error or if something warning, we can use Ansible Lint to validate things. Let me so if I define the permission and then I go to Ansible Lint again. So we can see only one file permission is unset or incorrect. Now let me test to put something wrong. If I do something. So if we put the syntax, the wrong syntax, we can see, we also can see the syntax problem. Actually, the warning status that display on that screen is depend on rule. So here is that rule. The default rule of ANSIBLE LINT is not just only the risky file permission rule, but we have more rules. As you can see, if we not put the role name, okay, let me try to. With the role name, and then what will happen? ANSIBLE LINT. Sorry, I need to fix that problem first. Sorry. Listing. Since then, why? Maybe. No rule. Yeah. Role name. Role name does not match. How if I okay. I'm not sure what was the problem with the rule, but let me try with another rule. I then put the name. Then okay, then you can see that when we build a role, sometimes we missing something, and then before we run the Ansible playbook, it's good if we can use the Ansible lint for validate our role. Like you can see, it suggests us to put all the tasks should be named or something like if we not put the permission, it will warning that the file permission is unset or incorrect. And that is the good point of Ansible lint. And actually, I'm haven't tried with all the rule, but it seems like not working well yet with some rule by default. But of course, we can build our custom rule. I'm never try, but maybe in the future I will try to create the custom rule, like here is the documentation about the Ansible lint, and we can see how to use it. And about the configuration and the rule. The rule that we can see, and we also can the custom rule. They have some user guide that we can custom the rule. It depends on our project require or not. If we think that we need to custom the rule that validate out that would be good if we can custom the rule and can validate our Ansible playbook. We can custom the rule, but if not, I think the default rule is good enough. So do you have some question?
So, Leanghy, hello.
Hello.
Yes. What the difference between Ansible lint and Ansible?
The difference is Ansible lint just for debugging the role. Then we can say that when we build the Ansible role, and then after that we run the playbook. When we see not just an error, but to clean the rule, we can check by the Ansible lint. because some rule is working fine, but they always would suggest us should be like when we create directory, they recommend us to set the permission for directory when we create the file, and they recommend us to set the permission to that file. But when we run the Ansible playbook without checking by Ansible lint, we don't have any some suggestion. So of course it's working, but it's not good enough.
You mean that Ansible lint is a role, is a bunch of role that they set this role.
Actually, the Ansible lint just a command line tool that we can checking syntax. We can check, not just only checking syntax, because sometimes when we run the Ansible playbook and just a little bit something wrong with syntax, the playbook cannot detect it. But Ansible lint, it detected and it suggests us to should be like the result that you can see that this task don't have the name, like this task file permission is unset or incorrect, something like this. And if we use the command Ansible lint hyphen capital L, we can see the rule. The rule by default from Ansible lint, but I couldn't spend so much time to check with all the rule, but I just have some example to test with the rule, and it as like you can see that some rule not working well. I'm not sure what was the problem, but I will investigate more and learn how well prepared with the Ansible lint. So in our project, when we build a role, we should use the Ansible lint for checking again to make sure that that role is clean and to make sure that no mistake in that role. That is the purpose of the purpose of Ansible lint.
So can I create a custom role that I need some steps? So can I create my own role?
Yes, of course. In the documentation, they have the custom role. Yes, create a custom role here. I put the documentation link, and then you can try yourself. Because about me, I haven't tried yet, but I will try too.
So can I use two roles at the same time? Like role A, role B. So I use role A, role B at the same time.
At the same time, you can use role like take. Like maybe take, I'm not sure. Let me check a little bit. Ansible lint. Yes, you can use hyphen T to specific that role. Like okay. Now I just want to check that role have a unknown task. So I can use T unknown task and then the playbook file. Then we show we show only unnamed test. But if we just want to test with another rule, is no risky file.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't include a space between unmasked task and the risky file permission.
We shouldn't include
the space.
Space?
Space, yeah, I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Again.
Or we need a double quote. No. Double quote to make them together.
To make them together.
Yes, but in the T option, we use double quote.
I see. The option we use double quote around the take. Double quote.
I can't see it. Yeah, like that.
It's only
Then I'm sorry, I have no idea.
Yes, I'm checking too because I'm never tried with take. Okay. They don't have any example. T list all the take. Check only side take. Okay. How can we try with this? Maybe we can see only one. It seems like it's not working well with multi-text. You can show only one when we use text.
How about just space, no comma, nothing here?
Okay, but some example they always
maybe not.
Or I use X to or we can use like this. We can use accept the rule. Like it will, maybe we need to that rule will check the validate all, but we can use a hyphen X to accept specific rule. If like this, we can use multi. We can use a multi-specific rule because from the document they also have some example like we can use like this. Yes, from the example from the website, we can use hyphen X to accept the formatting rule and metadata rule. So we can use like this. And then if not in accept the rule, it will check all. It will check all the warning status. Like now I want to give more error. How can I? Oh, but I will playbook extension. Okay. Chhay without extension. ANSIBLE LINT. Yes.
We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left. Okay. I want to. Okay. I want to. Or maybe I can put more tasks. Okay, a little bit more. Row. Yes. So we can skip the risky file permission and unnamed task, but we check with another rule. So if we want to use with multi-rule, we can use -h and then accept that rule that we don't want. But if we use the take, I think it can only specify the only one text. That's all from my presentation today. So, do you have any question?
Do we also check include role, like we include another role?
Sorry.
Do it also check for the included role? Like we have.
I'm haven't tried yet.
Not tried yet. Okay.
Yes. But actually, it's not really good for now about the Ansible lint. But we can see that the point is we can custom the rule. Also, we can use the default rule. I think it's good when we build our Ansible rule and our Ansible role. Then we can check our role by the rule. For me, I think it's also helpful when we build the Ansible rule.
Yes, and I think it's also good when we review the merge request.
Yes.
Yeah, I found the GitLab CI file in our roles. So actually, GitLab always running Ansible lint command when we make when we push the code to the repository. Yeah, maybe we can make a rule, a custom rule, or a rule for review. We should check the Ansible lint output when we review the merge request.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, thank you. Great for the great presentation.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it's not a question. Yeah, just the idea. I think if we want to check the rule without page T instead with the flag -h. Yes, I think it's good if we have the less role. If we have the more role, we want to check. For example, if we have the 10 or 50 or 100 roles, and we just want to check only 2 or 3 role take. If we use the .h, it means if we had a 100 role, maybe we use a -h and we write down the 98 role name. Just for each sub, and for the 2 role, we need to execute.
I think.
Mr. Leanghy, you just mute your microphone.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's continue a little bit. And yes, Samnang, if we have the 100 rule, then maybe we need we difficult to manage all the rule, but from what I check, the default rule when I try, I think is good enough if we can check and following to that rule. So our role is also good enough. But if we just want to specific with some rule, I think it's not so much time. Just use take and specific rule one by one. But I think we don't have any much rule for try.
Yes.
Any example as screen share again?
Okay. Oh, I have to share screen again. Is that one? Yes. Okay. So when we use the Ansible lint -l, we can see many rules, and I think that that rule, if we can follow to that rule, I think our role is good. So, but if we don't if we don't need some rule, we can just -x to accept that rule. I think it's not so much. It's not mean like we don't need all that rule. If we don't need all that rule, we don't need to use Ansible lint. Because we use the Ansible lint, we want to check with all that rule to make sure that our role is clean, and we want to make sure that our role is clean and yes, it's clean. So that rule just all the rules just suggest us to follow them, like incorrect meta, incorrect name, like not set permission on directory, or not set permission on that file. So we can just follow that rule, or we if we have a custom rule. I don't think we have more and more custom rule that we need to check. Let's say we have just only custom rule from ourselves, then we can just use -t. But if you think that that rule have a lot, and we don't need to check with all that rule, we can just -x to accept 1 or 2 or 3 rule. Yes, that's all for me. So
The questioner also, as we can see that, so Ansible lint can take only .yaml file, any other files.
Ansible lint support .yml file and .yaml file, because we check the playbook file, and the playbook file is kind of .yml file and .yml file.
Yes, thank you so much. I understand more now.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay, so do we have any comment or topic, or any topic preparation for the next technical week presenter? So you can share.
I just want to ask one question to developer team, have any ever see any tool similar to this for programming, like for Python framework or any framework that used for developer team?
But then
Or
again,
not yet, right?
Can you
but then
repeat?
again,
Can you repeat the question?
I just want to know if there is a similar tool, something like this for programming, like for Python.
Hmm?
Maybe not yet.
So the question to who?
For developer team.
So I volunteer to answer.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Mostly I got some suggestion from Mr. Nasir. It's called PIP 8 or flag 8. Sorry. But that kind of debugger can like debug only on Python file. Yes. .py file. Yes. Like that. That's all. And any more extend answer?
Explain answer. So for I never use the role like that, but I work with GitLab that we check. We have plug edge like Chhay say. So check the file is the code is have space or not, correct indent or not, like that. For programming, actually we coding don't have like a role to check like infrastructure. Like in infrastructure, sometimes we use access list, ACL something, but in programming, we just coding and debug like that. Yes. Something else.
Yes. Ansible Lint, as I see, it's a really useful tool, but yes, it's support just a playbook. Yes, but it is a really interesting topic from Mr. Leanghy. Really great. Yeah. One question back to Mr. Leanghy. So, is it available as extension of?
You can check in Visual Studio Code, Sky. So do we have more questions?
Oh, okay, everyone. So do we have more questions?
Okay, nothing from me.
Maybe nothing.
Mostly relate to the topic. What is the best thing should we introduce to the team? The latest software or what is it? Relate to technology thing?
Actually, no limit, and yeah, I think if when you work on some task and you try something or you find new things, you can just introduce it to our members. It can be a very small topic. No need to research new things from scratch. It should be always related to our daily work. Okay.
Yeah, I also think whatever that can be benefit to our team, it can be yes, like Leanghy just introduced. Whatever is benefit to our team, then I think it's good to share to each other. It could be technical thing, but for me personally, I think even if it's not technical thing, if it's like not technical at all, but it can benefit, then it's also good to share. For example, how to work faster, how to code faster. Yes, like that. It's not necessarily be technical, but what can be benefit to the team. But only my personal perspective. If the company also agree, I don't know.
Oh, yes, we agree with your idea. Thank you for the suggestion.
Thank you very much, everyone. Oh, by the way, so yes, the recording of the video is perfectly ongoing. So it is fine today, and you can check out after I publish to YouTube. And yes, thank you very much, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Yes, bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
Bye.